collaboration for this coming week, then check out our Sunday Supper collaboration. It is being hosted by Tiffany at Small Town 6, and I'm going to leave the playlist down below in the description box of all my YouTube friends making some delicious meals for this one, so please be sure to go and check that out. Now let's get started cooking up some of those delicious recipes. And for this Sunday supper, I am making a lemon garlic chicken and a yellow squash casserole. But for the chicken part, the recipe calls for 2 large chicken breasts that you would cut in half. You want to have them thinly sliced like this, so you don't want to have thick pieces. You want to kind of have a thin slice. And I'm doubling it, so I have 4 large chicken breasts that will give me 8 pieces because I want to have leftovers for the next day. That way, when I get home from work, something's already, there to eat, and we don't have to worry about cooking. So I'm seasoning this up with extra seasoning. It does not call for these seasonings at all. It just calls for salt and pepper, but I feel like salt and pepper you need to have a little bit more. So I decided just do my own seasoning, and I'm using the rotisserie seasoning, the chicken, the garlic powder, and onion powder. Use whatever your family likes. This is just what I'm using for this. You need 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. You need the juice of 1 lemon, and since I'm doubling it, it would call for a 1/2 cup of honey, but I decided just to go with 1/4 cup. I don't want to make this too sweet. And you will also need 4 cloves of garlic minced. And that's what I have there. I have about 4 teaspoons of the jarred garlic. And then 8 tablespoons of butter. You will need some flour to dredge the chicken in. So just use the amount of flour you need for the amount of chicken that you're going to use. But we're also not going to use any a wet batter or anything with this. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take that chicken, and like I said, I've already seasoned the chicken, so I didn't bother to season the flour. And I'm lightly coating the chicken with the flour. So you want to, get as much of the excess off as you can, but try to get it fully coated as much as possible, so that way you get a good brownness on your chicken. And I'm going to continue to flour these up. And as I said, you want to just make sure, to get any excess off. You don't want to really have a thick coating on this. This is just going to help to, brown it up really nice. But I'm going to finish flouring these, and then I'm going to melt my butter in a pan. I'm using a skillet because I feel like this is one of my large pans, so I can use that. I'm adding the chicken into that hot butter. And I'm going to fry this up until it gets to the crispness, the brownness that I like. And then I'm going to take it out of the pan, and I'm going to add the garlic. And you want to do this, have all your stuff already prepared, ready to go. So add the garlic, and you want to just get that until it's fragrant. Add the soy sauce, add the lemon juice, then add the honey. And you will just mix this up until everything is fully incorporated and mixed in really, really well. So add your chicken back into the pan, and I kind of cook this on warm, and you want to make sure you flip these to the other side to get it coated with that sauce, and just continue to do that. And as I said, while I was doing the casserole, I let these stay on a warm setting, so also to make sure that they were cooked through, which they pretty much were. So this will sit here just until I get the rest of this done. So the casserole for the squash, I have a sweet friend who gave me a lot of yellow squash that they grew in their garden. So I wanted to find a good recipe that I could use to use this in. So I'm using some of the squash for this. And this one's super easy to make. You just need 4 cups of squash, and you want to just slice those up. Then you need a full cup, 1 cup of cheddar cheese and 1 onion chopped. It calls for salt and pepper, and I do add both, but I also add this garlic and herb seasoning because I just feel like salt and pepper is just not enough to season this, and I'm glad I did add that. You need a 1/4 cup of melted butter, 3/4 cup of milk, and 2 eggs beaten. Also a 1/4 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of butter. You need 2 cloves of garlic minced and 1 sleeve of Ritz crackers, and those need to be crushed up. So very simple to do, and I'll show you that in a minute. I crushed the Ritz crackers in the sleeve, and then I just opened it and added it to a bowl. And if you happen to see any larger pieces, just, crush them up a little bit. They don't have to be perfect. And then add your cup of cheddar cheese, and you want that to be, an overflowing cup of cheddar cheese. Mix it in. I started using a spatula, but then I decided to use my hands because I knew it was going to start flying everywhere. So just mix it up. Just make sure your hands are clean like mine. And, mix that in. And you want to take half of the mixture out and reserve that for the top of the casserole. So just, kind of judge how much half is and put that to the side. I heated a pan up, and with just about a tablespoon of olive oil, added my onions and my garlic, and I'm going to just saute that down until the onions sort of become a little bit translucent and get a little softer. So once you get to that consistency, then you're going to take the squash and you're just going to put it in the pan. I just layered it, and then I'm adding some of that garlic herb seasoning, and I will go ahead and add the rest of the squash over that, and then I'm going to season that again. You don't have to add that seasoning if you don't want to. That's, totally up to you. I just feel like it just needed to have a little bit of more seasoning in this. And the next step would be to add the 1/4 cup of water and cover it. So let this steam till the squash becomes tender. So once that is done, I'm letting that cook while I finish this part. So I'm adding the milk, the melted butter, the eggs, and now I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and it called for a teaspoon of salt. I'm not doing that. I'm adding 1/8 teaspoon because we watch our salt content. Then I'm just going to mix this up really well, and once that squash is cooked, and I'm sorry for the steam, just add it to that as soon as it comes out and just mix it up really well. Take a 9 by 13 inch baking dish, spray it down with some nonstick spray, then add that mixture, your squash mixture, to that and just spread it out. The next step would be to add that reserved cheese and Ritz crackers mix and put that over the top. And then you have the 2 tablespoons of butter. You want to cut those into little cubes, so you want at least, enough to go across like that. And put this in the oven on 400 degrees for about 25 minutes or until, that top gets brown. You don't want it to be burnt, just brown. And in here, it looks a little browner than it actually was. It was, a lighter brown than that. But this is what it looks like when it comes out. That casserole was delicious. So if you like yellow squash, this is definitely one to try. This was really, really good. You could see that, crispness on top. This was corn piece. It was perfect. Then that chicken, that was absolutely delicious. So we enjoyed this meal. This was really good. And that chicken, it doesn't have a lot of lemon flavor. So if you want more lemon, add more lemon. But even so, it had a lot of flavor to it to us. And then we just had some Knorr rice medley with it on the side. But definitely a good meal. We really enjoyed it, and it's a great Sunday supper. Don't forget to check the playlist down below along with Tiffany's channel, and I hope that you found some meal inspiration in this video because there really are some good meals in this one. So please don't forget to check that out. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in seeing more like it, please click that subscribe button and the notification bell. That will notify you when I post new videos. I hope everyone has a blessed day, a great week, and I want to just say thank y'all so much for watching. I absolutely appreciate each and every single one of you. God bless y'all.